Well, folks, okay, this is after the fact. This is the glow and the grow. Look, listen. But that all aside, I wanted to take the time again to bring on Rex and thank him for invite to his farm and just giving me so much. First of all, allowing me to get some healing on site. But let's talk vanilla. Let's talk vanilla. Let's talk farm. Let's
I
talk.
thought we were going to talk about the massage, but we can talk about vanilla. I wanted to tell you a little bit about the history of the massage, because if that happened to you, you weren't expecting it, you just complained of a frozen sole shoulder. So I asked the girl, would she mind, because she normally doesn't like to massage men. And then she said, no, she would fix it. I said, we'll be up here, so you won't be in private, so you'll feel safe. This is very important for the masseur, because Indonesian girls are not large, and they wouldn't have a hope against a great big monster like yourself. So she needs
Gentle
to
giant, gentle giant.
she needs to feel secure in what she's doing. So she said yes, she would do it. So the first thing that poor Major knew was I said, get your shirt off.
Yeah, that's all he said. Get my shirt off. So I'm sitting there like, wait, hold up. Is this some kind of like eyes wide open type of thing? But
You know, strange and weird things happen in farms, don't they? And then she dug her fingers into you, and she made a serious change. This was something that had happened to you, as I understand, from a massage you'd had which went wrong.
yes, yes.
So this is a lady who comes from the Javanese civilization, although she was brought up in the Sundanese people. Javanese civilization reached its pinnacle in the Majapahit period, which was 800 years ago. They've been civilized for a very long time. And a great deal of this has been done with the touch and healing arts. And massage is something that has been amongst their people for over 1,000 years.
Wow.
Now, this is a skill which is passed on not from mother to daughter, but from grandmother to granddaughter. It always skips a generation to have the skills. And as most people did in those days, there would be a multiple of children to choose from, and so you would choose the one with the greatest skill. These people had to look after the kings and princes, because it was a very we call it a feudalistic society with lots of serfs. There were some very high people and a lot of distinctions between the different castes. And this is a healing which they've been doing for years, and there's a lot of spirituality involved in it. They have a great deal of belief in entities, spirits which come and assist them. Again, what it actually is, I don't know. But people who have experienced her massage turn to me and says, she hits all the meridians. She does lymph drainage. She follows the muscles and she goes right to the source. She didn't make a mistake, did she? Every time she was straight to the core of what the issue was.
While laughing, giggling with her girlfriend in the back, and still like that. This isn't taught. This isn't a practice. Like this is.
How long did it last? Maybe 20 minutes?
Yeah.
It wasn't very long.
22 minutes, 24 minutes.
And at the end of it, she said, if that had been a woman, I would have taken 2 hours to be able to do that. I think she quite enjoyed being able to inflict that level of pain.
Wow. That says way more than what you think. It does. Men understand this, and like the women out here are phenomenal. They're magical.
People tend to think of massage as something which is pleasurable.
Right.
Well, you don't go to an osteopath to enjoy it. This is why you should be going to a masseur. But all of these masseurs that you go to are people who are being paid to give you pleasure, not to fix your body. I'm not talking about sexual
Right.
pleasure.
No.
Just,
Yeah.
the
Just so
pleasure
that you
of being
know.
touched.
Right.
But that's not what her purpose is. Her purpose is healing. And that's where it comes down to. This is like going to see an osteopath. And I'm not comfortable with calling it massage, because it isn't.
Because it isn't. No. This is far more.
It's not osteopathy, but it's more like the Javanese equivalent. something that has been scourged in the fulcrum of time and created, and the expertise has come down so they can train each other exactly what to do.
Oh, there are so many. There's so many gifts on these islands that I really feel that we have just scratched the surface. The type of things that have been extracted from the island and brought to the Western world have kind of been bastardized in a lot of ways.
Let me give you a parallel. The Dutch came here and brought the spices, maybe we could say the Portuguese first until the Dutch kicked them out and took over. And out of more than 50 spices, they chose just 8 to take back to Europe and sell. And that's the same with other things. Out of medical treatments, what did they pick up? A gentle massage, not the healthy
Not the
treatment.
real one.
This tends to be the way of the West, is that we only see the surface and we never see what's underneath, particularly in different cultures.
Does that not feel, never judge a book by its cover? Or is it easiest just to get the topical stuff and then you leave the real good stuff on the ground? And this is why Life of a Traveler is what what I wish for most of you, so you can kind of break past that idea of what yoga is or what massage is until you really get out, and the idea of what healing is. I think a lot of these things come along now and we take it on and we lose really what the essence is of it today. And I can tell you this, when you get healing hands put on you in a real way, there is a noticeable difference. I mean,
You don't scream in a massage parlor in Kuta, do you?
yeah, yo, there was one time I was in there like, yo, it was
I have to admit, I have screamed in a massage parlor in Kuta, but that was because it turned out the masseur was a man.
Okay, that's for a whole nother story. That's for a whole nother story. And look, all I say is this: I have nothing against transsexuals. I have nothing against homosexuals. I have nothing against bisexuals. What I do have an issue with are liars.
Yes,
Plain and simple.
very well put.
Yeah.
Well, they tend not to lie. They tend to be very upfront about what they are here.
That's good.
But I tell you something
Be
interesting.
proud of who you are.
Transvestitism is actually illegal in Indonesia, as is homosexuality. However, I have attended the Jakarta fashion show, very nice, beautiful thing, and half of the models that were performing were transvestites. And this is in front of the president and the various generals and everybody else. So although they're illegal, they were being used.
Did they come from Thailand or were they
No,
Indonesian?
Indonesian, mainly from Banyuwangi, a lot of them came. Why were they using them? Because a lot of the costumes being shown there were bloody great wooden carvings, wooden wings and things, and they were heavy.
Heavy.
And girls couldn't carry them, so they used the transvestites to use the heavy models. Isn't that interesting?
Wow. I mean, makes sense. Definitely makes sense. You're not gonna just get Adriana Lima, jumping up there with like 800 pounds on it type of thing. But, well,
Our conversation is wandering all over the place. So I think that's what you're going to find if you're talking to me.
we're gonna bring it all back. We're gonna bring it all back. We're gonna whip this car right around the corner. But the thing is that where you have, and so bringing that back to the power of transvestites and transsexuals and strength and the power that a woman of that size often wants to or can't inflict, right? And I say inflict because one, a lot of times women are holding in a lot of traumas and they want to be, get down. So a lot of times, you would, as far as men who want lighter hands on you, but what she said was that if I was a woman, it would take her 2 times, 3 times as longer to do what she did
2
that
hours instead of 20 minutes.
because women can't take that amount of power that she wants to. Wow. So men, tell you this: if you really want to get muscle fascia done, it looks like it's either you come to places like this and deal with really powerful women, or you take massages from men who who have the power and can carry 800-pound wings. But no, I say all of that to digress.
If you want this type of massage, you'll find much more of it in Java than in Bali. And you will also, interestingly, find in massage parlors in Java, if you go for reflexology, the reflexologists are all men giving the massage because the foot needs a lot more strength put into it than the women usually put in.
I'd like to get my
But if you want
Java, is it?
Jogjakarta, Solo, Surabaya, these are places where you can find superb quality massage.
You hear that, folks? That means when you bring your ass to Bali, leave Bali. There's other islands around here.
Something you need to do first, learn Indonesian.
Yeah, you have to learn Indonesian. That's right.
Or you need me.
Or hey, listen, I'd rather hang with you, and because you can't never come places and act like a tourist. Come places, act like a traveler, hang with locals, and go into those off-beaten paths. Because trust me, that's the only way you can really see what this world's about.
You're not going to find people like me in the tourist areas.
God, that's for 1,000,000,000% sure. This man has a 3-year-old. Okay, so it's like she's four, and she runs the show. Right. God bless you, man. God bless you, man. Nah, guys, I'll be back working. I'm really. Look, Royal Spice Cafe. Come on. You're not just gonna come for the vanilla, but stay for the healing and hang out for the personalities and the procuring of some things that will change your life. But for now, I'm going to probably have a little more coffee and finish up our talk and maybe get a little bit more healing hands on me, and we'll see
The dog
you.
wants to go.
And the dog apparently is ready for round. I mean, the dog's just been going at it like they should call the dog Rabbit. That's what they should call the dog, Rabbit. But Rex, again, thank you for this. And what we're really excited for is when we get to try the food of the cafe. And that's
Just to give you a very quick brief, vanilla is a food enhancer. It's not just for sugar. One of the most magical things you can do is mix the caviar from inside, that's the seeds of the vanilla, with garlic and put it into butter. We make vanilla and caviar butter. And that butter you can then spread on savory dishes like steak, fish, prawns, and it is out of this world.
Did he also tell you that it's a great aphrodisiac? All right. Guys, trust me on this. By the end of this, you're going to be like, where can I get this vanilla from? Can I get some sent direct to me? Look at that right there. Ladies, trust me. Get a little bit of vanilla mist on you. Rub it in, walking around. Come on, man. Walk by, people want to eat you. Look, I'm just gonna, that's enough. That's enough. That's enough. We'll talk to you later.